Hello, YouTube friends and family. Mr. G here with Elite Weather and your weather forecast. Well, we're still dealing with that storm on the west coast as we have the atmospheric river. Here's a look at the radar of the western half of the United States. We are seeing that rainfall, those showers, and some thunderstorms embedded in that as we got some colder air working in across the west coast as we have that very deep area of low pressure just off the coast there that's going to be spreading that rain showers and storms across the southwest and the southland. Those showers and storms will extend all the way into the Bay Area, but we'll still continue to see that heavy snow up here across the Sierra Nevada, and we're seeing snow down here in the mountains of Southern California as well. So a lot of wintry weather still to be taking place out west. Rain showers and some embedded thunder down here across Arizona as well. So Phoenix to the north up to Flagstaff, we're going to be seeing rain along the I-17 corridor, I-40 from Keeneland to eastbound through over towards New Mexico. We're going to be seeing some scattered snow showers, and some of those snow squalls are going to be quite heavy as well. Some thunder could also be possible with some of that snow, and we're going to be seeing snow coming up into southern Utah and snow moving across over into Colorado as well. So the Denver area is going to be getting in some of that snow shower. So still a lot of snow and moisture to be had with this storm, and it's now beginning to make its way toward the east and will affect parts of the Midwest and the Southern Plains over the next several days or so with those showers and thunderstorms. So we got to have some flood watches to deal with out on the west coast as well. And we're going to be looking at that heavy rain down across California that's going to be leading to potential for some flash flooding. We're going to see some flooding up in Nevada, and we're going to see flooding down here across central Arizona. So we're seeing a lot of heavy rain and that flooding concerns across most of the west, much of the west. So here we are with rain still to come. Not that much we're going to see today. For the most part, most folks are looking at about a half inch or an inch of rain. So we're not doing too bad today as far as the rainfall amounts. This is mostly showery weather as we're on the backside of that low pressure center and is beginning to move off to the east to bring that wintry weather, stormy weather to parts of the Midwest and the Southern Plains. All right, here's your winter weather alerts. We got those winter weather alerts primarily across the mountainous areas where we have winter storm warnings still across the Sierra Nevada. We also have them down here across the Southern California, the Tehachapi Mountain Range and the Santa Ynez Mountain Range down here east of San Diego and near Escondido. We're seeing that heavy snow, and we're seeing snow across parts of southern Nevada, northern Arizona, and heavy snow along the I-15 corridor up to Salt Lake City, down to Cedar City, Utah. We're seeing a winter storm warning as well. Areas to the north will get less snow, so we have a winter weather advisory through parts of Wyoming and Idaho as well. And to the east over in Colorado, many areas is just dealing with a winter weather advisory as you're seeing much lighter snowfall accumulations across that area. Now let's move on and take a look at our forecast snow still to come, and we're still going to be seeing some lighter snowfall totals. We're talking about anywhere from 3 to 6 inches, or we're going to be seeing a few isolated spots pick up another foot or so, but a bit lighter snow accumulations today as our storm main energy starts to move on off to the east and spread into the Midwest. Now, taking a look at our big map here, our main feature in this map is going to be the area of high pressure just off the east coast there, off of the Atlantic. We have that big ridge of high pressure, and boy, look at what it's doing. It's really pulling that warm air off the Gulf of Mexico and off the Atlantic over the state of Florida, down along the Texas coast, Louisiana, and the deep south down here. We're going to be seeing those temperatures warm up really nicely. Boy, it's going to feel like May out there as we get temperatures in the 80s along the Gulf Coast. We're going to be seeing some 70s out there, and a few 90s is going to pop up down along the Florida. So we're going to be very warm weather, to deal with as we head into the week. And that warm is going to shift to the east. We're going to be seeing that warmth all the way up into the northeast. I don't think it's going to be that warm, but we will see a much nicer weather. You might see some 70s make its way to the northeast, but that jet stream is going to continue to dive really far south into northern Mexico. That's a lot of energy for thunderstorms that we're going to be seeing throughout the week as well. And those storms out on the west coast, that's a lot of jet stream energy that's going to be screaming up across the southern plains and into the Midwest and upper Midwest this week. Now let's take a better look at what we're going to be seeing out there. We're going to be seeing that cold air across the Rockies and out on the west coast mainly, but in the east, 20 degrees above average in some locations. Atlanta is going to see a high of 82 degrees tomorrow. 68 today, but 82 tomorrow. That's a very significant increase, a nice warm up. And we're going to be seeing 91 down there in Tampa, St. Petersburg tomorrow. Very warm for this time of the year. I mean, unbelievable, guys. Wow, I'm just impressed. I can't wait till we get temperatures like that. We're going to be in the upper 30s and lower 40s across the upper Midwest here in Minnesota. But yeah, I'll take it compared to how cold it can be and how cold it has been. It's not going to be too bad as we look at those warm temperatures across much of the eastern half of the United States. Even up here across the upper Midwest, look at that. That's temperatures in the 50s and 60s to some parts of the upper Midwest this week. All right, so let's talk about the storms that's going to be coming through. So we got a double barrel situation. We got our big ridge of high pressure down here to the south off the Gulf Coast. But we have our storm coming in from the west. These are our atmospheric river storms from California. Now we got one storm that's going to shunt to the north, that's going to move into the Great Lakes and into Canada. But our second storm is going to slide off more to the east and head toward the mid-Atlantic and maybe the southern section of the northeast. But this storm is going to be bringing rainfall to the Ohio Valley and the Illinois Valley and the Great Lakes area. We're going to be even seeing some isolated thunderstorms, which we're going to dive into in just a moment here on our next map. Here is our first storm heading off toward the Great Lakes. Here's my second storm that's going to go off more to the east and slightly a bit jog to the south. This storm is going to be stronger than this storm. This is a weaker storm right here. So this storm, we're not going to see as much snow from this guy, but we will see a few snow showers across. We will see about maybe a good 9 to 10 inches of snow across parts of the Dakotas, North Dakota, extreme northern Minnesota. We're talking like Fargo, northward to the Canadian border. We're going to be seeing snow off in that direction. We're not going to see any snow across the Twin Cities area or southern Minnesota from this system. This system might pack a few snowflakes at the end, but it's not going to be any measurable snow, I don't think, across the Twin Cities. We might see mostly rainfall with a few snowflakes mixed in overnight hours. But other than that, we're going to be starting an upward trend as far as temperatures is concerned as we head into the month of April. More snow is going to continue out across the Rockies naturally. We're going to be seeing snow across the Rockies. We will have another storm affecting the west coast that's going to be bringing me more heavy rain down in Southern California. We're going to see heavy rain across Arizona as well. More heavy mountain snow across the Rockies and the Sierra Nevada. We might even start to see a little bit of more snow across the Cascade mountain range. Cascades is running actually a slight deficit slightly because most of the storm has been centered on California and the Sierra Nevada. So the Cascade has seen a little bit less snow overall this winter as compared to the rest of the western states. But here's our ridge of high pressure that is going to be bringing in that Gulf moisture and that warm air from the south. Our next map, here we are. Here's our timeline here as we look at those thunderstorms. So Thursday, we're going to be seeing those thunderstorms erupt across Oklahoma and Texas. These are going to be some big boys across Oklahoma and Texas. There's gorilla hail. Large tornadoes are going to be possible. Look at that dry line. If you get a dry line scenario setting up, woohoo! Don't worry, we look forward to dry line scenarios. That is going to make for those gorilla hailers. That is going to make for those mesos those high base thunderstorms where you see the tornado and you have those long rope tornadoes, that potential for F5 tornadoes. This is the time of the year where we are the most active as far as tornadoes is concerned. March, April, and May. March, April, and May are the 3 busiest months for tornado chasers and storm chasers out there that's doing their thing, keeping everybody safe. So Thursday is going to be a very exciting day tomorrow across the southern plains and into Texas. Friday, those storms are going to shift to the lower Mississippi River Valley. So now down by the Gulf Coast through Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, and Arkansas, we're going to be seeing those severe thunderstorms pop off across that area. Now, we're going to be seeing more rainfall as we get into the Thursday scenario or the Friday scenario. It's going to be less in the way of tornadoes, more heavy rain, flash flooding. We will see large hail and damaging winds, but I think this area here, we're going to see more low precipitation supercells. We're going to see actual supercells. Instead of clusters, we're going to be seeing more discrete supercells in this area, isolated, severe lineup. That can be very dangerous. That's how you pick up those big F5 tornadoes is this scenario right here. But these guys are going to be mostly linear thunderstorms. You could see a few tornadoes develop, especially around along the Gulf Coast, where I think we could see some tornadoes. Water spouts especially evolve into weak tornadoes when they come on shore, and we might see some EF1 tornadoes across more of the mainland here across Arkansas, northern Mississippi, parts of Kentucky, and western Tennessee as well. We're going to be watching that, and we're going to be watching for thunderstorms and severe storms across the Illinois Valley and parts of the Ohio Valley as well. But we're going to go into each area in detail here. Let's talk about, this is what we're going to be seeing today. Missouri, Illinois, and northern Indiana. All right, we got a warm front in this area. Warm fronts are a bit interesting because they tend to be mostly rainfall with embedded thunderstorms. So we're not going to see a solid line of storms. We're going to be seeing mostly rain with embedded thunderstorms and intermixed, so we can see some isolated severe thunderstorms at the most. I don't expect tornadoes with this activity across the upper Midwest tonight. I don't expect tornadoes. I'm not going to say they can't happen. We can see an isolated tornado, a weaker tornado. But I think your primary threat is going to be heavy rain, and we're going to be seeing some damaging winds. I don't expect a big hail threat with some of these. Maybe some pea-size, nickel and dime size hail might be possible, but damaging winds and heavy rain are going to be your primary threat with this activity this afternoon. That's where we're going to leave it at that for now, as we're going to have a warm front. Warm fronts behave much differently than cold fronts do. Cold fronts tend to be more of a sharp cutoff for the storms. It tends to be more of a sharp, that cold air tends to hit a wall of that warm air. So you tend to see those thunderstorms shoot up like bottle rockets, and you tend to see that. But with warm fronts, it tend to be more shallow, so it's not going to be as much lift, as steep of a curve for the lift of the atmosphere in these thunderstorms. So that's one of the reasons why I don't expect it to be that bad across the upper Midwest tonight. But you could get a little bit of excitement with a strong or severe thunderstorm this afternoon and evening. All right, tomorrow, things start to get exciting now. Let's get into it. We got a dry line out here across West Texas. We have a triple point right across this region. We have an low pressure, we have a cold front, and we have a warm front. Now, that warm front, that area of low pressure is going to be right about here. Right here, North Texas, western Oklahoma. We're going to have that area of low pressure. Dry line over here, cold front here, and a warm front right here. That's going to create our triple point right in this region. This is why we're going to be seeing that severe weather start to jump off this tomorrow afternoon and evening. We're going to be seeing those isolated thunderstorms, these discrete supercells. We're going to be seeing gorilla hail potentially. This is baseball size hail. These are those really big hailers that you see in Oklahoma and Texas this time of the year. Get ready for some of those. Very damaging. These things can bust windows. They can tear roofs, holes in roofs, damage, bust out car windshields and windows, and these guys you don't play with. Dangerous lightning, cloud to ground lightning, very gusty winds, 80-mile-an-hour gusts, F2 and stronger tornadoes are going to be possible. Very big potential for some problems here across the plains over here across Texas, the southern plains, West Texas, near San Angelo, over here. This is Sanderson, Texas, and Abilene, Odessa, Midland. I love this part of Texas. Trust me, I used to live in Texas. I love this area. This is the cowboy areas over here. And we're going to be seeing those really big thunderstorms pop off tomorrow afternoon. So get ready for those guys. Now, Thursday, now those thunderstorms move east. This is when it gets a little bit trickier because the Gulf Coast storms are typically low-base thunderstorms. They're not elevated storms like you will see across the plains. These storms produce tornadoes that are hard to see because the cloud bases tend to be lower to the ground, because when our storm system gets to this area, it's got more of a line to the Gulf of Mexico and that deeper moisture coming up off of the Gulf. So you get that surge of deep moisture coming from the Gulf. Strong cold front coming from the west creates a whole lot of lift, a warm front lifting to the north, so a lot of lift, and you get that big surge. You got those winds coming in from the southeast, so we have a lot of shear. This will have a lot of wind shear, so we see that very likely scenario for severe thunderstorms Friday across the lower Mississippi River Valley. Mississippi, Louisiana, southern Arkansas especially, is where we're going to be seeing the worst of it. Numerous tornadoes are going to be possible in this region. Very heavy rain, damaging winds, large hail. You don't typically see gorilla hail in this area, but you can see 1 to 2 inch diameter hail, and this hail will fall densely. Very dense hail in this region as opposed to what you see across the plains. Usually hail across the plains are not densely packed, but you tend to see very large hailstones, but they're not densely packed, almost like sleet or or rain falling, but it's hail. So that's what you're going to have to watch out for in this area here across the deep south on Friday. So we're going to be seeing that. We're going to be seeing tornadoes possibly, or likely tornadoes, and damaging winds. So please pay attention to weather reports Thursday across Texas and Oklahoma, and Friday across the deep south, and if you're across the Mississippi River Valley area. Please pay close attention to those local weather forecasts, heed those warnings, take cover if you should find yourself in line with a severe thunderstorm, because these storms can get very dangerous. We're talking about winds that could hit 80 miles per hour, and that's without a tornado. We're not even talking about a tornadic storm. We're talking about a severe thunderstorm that's capable of producing 80 miles per hour winds. So a very dangerous situation could occur across the South this week. All right, so let's kind of take a look at our warm front that we're going to be seeing across the upper Midwest today. I'm going to stand over here where you can see this is our future track. This is what the radar, the weather models are indicating what we could see across in the future time. This is going to be for what we're seeing about right now. It's about 11 o'clock. So we're going to be seeing these is what we're seeing out here. We got some strong thunderstorms here. We're not looking at any severe warnings at this time across the upper Midwest. but we are seeing some very strong thunderstorms here across central Illinois. So Peoria is to the north. These thunderstorms are lifting to the north and east. So Peoria, you're going to be in line for some of these thunderstorms. Davenport is going to be picking up some of these showers as well. So we got showery weather out to the west. Keep an eye on that because some thunderstorms can develop even inside of this area of showery weather. This is where our warm front is as it's lifting to the north. And then we have another isolated strong thunderstorm down here south of the Illinois and Missouri state line here to the southwest here. We're looking at near Columbia, Missouri here, just to the east of Columbia, Missouri, and St. Louis is right there. So we have a strong thunderstorm in between. So that storm is going to be producing some very heavy rain. Some small hail is going to be possible and gusty winds and about 50 miles per hour in that storm, all right? So now let's take a look at what we're going to be looking at about 6 o'clock tonight. More showery weather across the upper Midwest. Those thunderstorms are going to shift to the east into Indiana. So this is the area around Gary, Indiana, South Bend, Mishawaka, Miles City in Michigan, which is right across the border there. I know this area because my wife used to live here. She went to college in Indiana, so I learned this area here. So we got some strong to severe thunderstorms that's going to be moving across the area about 6 o'clock tonight. So watch for these storms that's going to be producing some very heavy rainfall, frequent lightning, and some gusty winds. Some of those winds could hit 60 mile per hour gusts if any of them go severe. But right now, I don't see any severe warnings anywhere as far as the thunderstorms are concerned. Now, after our warm front lifts to the north, this is when the cold front passes through. So Thursday, about 4 a.m., we're going to be seeing the cold front coming down from the north and west here. Our cold front is going to be moving across Missouri, eastern Iowa, northern Illinois. So north of Peoria, the line of showers and thunderstorms, I think we're going to see our better shot of severe storms from the cold front than we will see from the warm front. Because of the dynamics of a cold front, we're going to be seeing more of that severe weather threat as we head into the morning hours, the early morning hours. So you might hear some late night thunder boomers across the upper Midwest tonight and into tomorrow morning. So Chicago area is going to be staring down some of those strong to severe thunderstorms. I think these will possibly be severe as they're heading toward the Chicago area. Those guys are going to move past Dixon, Rockford. We're going to be seeing those over in Bureau County, Sterling and Rock Falls, near the Iowa line. So we're going to be seeing those severe thunderstorms tomorrow. More showery weather is going to be taking place across central Indiana as well. So this is the dynamics of our storm system. It's going to look like tomorrow morning. Then in the afternoon, those storms is going to start to weaken a bit as they move on toward the east. So about 8 a.m., storms will be weakening, but moving into Indiana. But you see our outline of our cold front as these showers is going to be moving off to the east-southeast across the upper Midwest, headed towards the Ohio Valley. All right, so here we are with our spring start to storm, our stormy start to spring. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, there's our cold front and our area of low pressure. This is our first storm, our weaker storm that we're dealing with, and it's going to be bringing, you see the warm front right across here. There's our warm front. That's going to be the showers and storms today across Illinois and Indiana. There's our cold front, but as you can see, there's no development yet across the cold front across Oklahoma and Texas. Now, as our storm progresses, our weaker storm heads off to the north. Here's our second and stronger storm. This is the storm that's going to be the catalyst for the real severe weather that's going to be coming up across the southern plains. So Texas, Oklahoma, tomorrow, this is when we're going to be seeing those gorilla hailers, those supercell thunderstorms coming across the southern plains tomorrow. And then on Friday or Thursday night, we're going to see that dry line setup. We're really going to be seeing these bad boys. It's going to be rocking and rolling across central and northern Texas. and into central Oklahoma as well. Heavy rain is going to be falling along our second warm front here. As you can see, that warm front coming up right here across just north of Little Rock and Nashville. So we're going to be seeing heavy rain with embedded thunderstorms. I don't expect any severe storms in this activity. Maybe an isolated one. You might have one that's strong enough to reach minimum severe limits, but I think most of our severe threat is going to be over here back with our low pressure center and the dry line and our cold front over there to the west. That's going to be a very interesting, a very classic severe weather scenario right there. Now let's take a look at Friday. Still, that severe weather threat starts to shift to the east. Here is our warm front and our included front that's going to be moving into the mid-Atlantic. So heavy rain is going to continue from North Carolina, Virginia, West Virginia, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, Missouri. We're going to continue to see heavy rain with embedded thunderstorms. Some thunder and lightning will be possible with this heavy rain, but that severe weather, again, down across Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, East Texas, very strong thunderstorms, very big thunderstorms, heavy rain, damaging winds, some tornadoes, F2 or stronger, flash flooding. We could be seeing water spouts along the Gulf Coast, so the Louisiana coast and the Florida Panhandle and Gulfport, Mississippi, right there in Huntsville, Alabama, that potential for water spouts right along the coast come on shore, become land spouts. But then I think we're going to see more bona fide tornadoes develop, more authentic tornadoes develop further inland as well. So please, again, a very tricky situation tomorrow and Friday across the southern United States. So please, again, pay attention to my videos. I don't care who you get the information from, but get the information and take heed, take action when you're given those severe weather warnings. Take action. Don't just sit on your thumbs. Head to the lower ground or somewhere in a safe building if you can. Don't be outside in one of these thunderstorms. These storms will not be a joke, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so here's our rainfall estimates over the next several days through Saturday. Very heavy rain is going to be falling, especially across the Ohio Valley. So Ohio, Indiana, Southern Illinois, Missouri. Look at that rainfall. We are talking about 3 to 5 inches of rain. A lot of areas are going to pick up 2 to 3 inches of rain in the yellow, 1 to 2 inches of rain in the dark green. So a very large area across the Midwest and the Mid-South is going to see lots of heavy rain and parts of the Mid-Atlantic as well. So if you're in Pennsylvania, you're going to start to see that rain move in. Please pay attention to this. Very heavy rain could lead to some urban and small stream flooding, some flash flooding. It also be possible with some of those heavier showers and thunderstorms. So a lot of severe weather once again taking place across parts of the Midwest as we move in toward the end of the week. So here we are as we take a look at some rainfall expectations across parts of the Midwest. All right, Memphis, Tennessee, 1 to 2 inches of rain is possible. St. Louis going to pick up 1 to 2 inches of rain. But look at Evansville, Indiana as our rainbow champion with 3 to 5 inches, 1 to 2 inches for Indiana. And Cincinnati, 2 to 3 inches of rain at this point. Forecasts are always changing, ladies and gentlemen. Very wet weather coming up for the end of this week. My name is Mr. G, your meteorologist. Remember to leave it locked right here for the latest and greatest in weather forecasts. Feel free to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Likes and comments are always welcome. So, see you guys all in the next video. Bye.